XRP will be the most valuable asset in the entire world, and in this video, I want to break down exactly how that is going to happen. Over the past couple of days, we have seen tremendous interviews from some of the highest level people inside Ripple, and everything they said points directly toward XRP becoming a global reserve asset. This video is going to break all of that down, so make sure to stay with me through the entire thing. As always, your support means so much to this channel, and I want to thank everyone who likes these videos and subscribes, because those two simple actions help more than you know. Also, if you ever need a place to buy XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange linked in the description. With that said, let's jump right into it, and I hope you enjoy the content. I want to start with an unusual but interesting piece of news that just dropped. The new chair of the CFTC posted something cryptic that may be referencing Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple. Caroline Pham announced that she is officially stepping into her position at the CFTC and posted the caption, "Lock in." Now, this may seem random, but Brad Garlinghouse has always had a close relationship with the CFTC, and especially Caroline Pham, and now she is essentially copying Brad Garlinghouse's new phrase, "lock in," on her first day at the CFTC. It is funny, it is interesting, and more importantly, it reinforces the idea that this new administration is pro-crypto on almost every level. We already have clear pro-crypto leadership at the SEC, and now we have it at the top of the CFTC, at the Treasury, and even in the presidency itself. This entire administration is filled with extremely pro-cryptocurrency people, and honestly, the first year has been far more positive for the crypto landscape in the United States than many expected. But it is important to keep in mind that this was just the first year. We still have 3 more years of potentially game-changing legislative action coming that could make the United States the global capital of cryptocurrency. These transformations do not happen overnight, but they absolutely reshape the financial system over time, and that shift will usher trillions of dollars into this industry. In this video, I want to show you why those trillions are coming and why XRP could become the most valuable asset on Earth. I want to start by sharing a clip of Chris Larsson talking about the value of XRP itself. Many people focus on the value of the XRP ledger or the value of the settlement technology, but not enough people talk about the inherent value of XRP as an asset. This is often overlooked, but it is critical, and Chris Larsson, one of the creators of the XRP ledger, explains it better than anyone. He starts by reminding us that XRP is another cryptocurrency created before Ripple, and he highlights that beyond all the applications being built on crypto and all the ideas around payments, the true core of these assets is that they represent a new type of financial product. In his view, they supplement the global financial system, acting as an additive and a lubricant for the world economy. He mentions that the industry often gets carried away with rhetoric about revolutionizing everything, but the truth is simpler. We live in a complex world dominated by fiat currencies tied to their issuing nations, and along comes a cryptocurrency that does not belong to any country. It is simple, low-level, and free from the muck that every sovereign currency carries. A national currency is tied to interest rates, monetary policies, capital controls, political decisions, and societal values. All of that creates weight and complexity. But crypto, in its pure form, is simple, inflation-resistant, open, transparent, and free from national baggage. That makes it behave like an internet protocol, low-level, universal, and neutral, while everything built on top of it can innovate in complex and powerful ways. Chris Larsson explains that the simple fact that cryptocurrency can act as a store of value without inflation is revolutionary on its own. The world is already valuing these assets because they are fundamentally valuable and will become an increasingly important part of the global economy. And that, he says, is a very good thing. That clip is powerful because it highlights something that is rarely discussed in mainstream crypto: the inherent strength of a decentralized, non-issued asset. For the first time in human history, we have assets with no counterparty, no central controller, no sovereign nation behind them, and no entity that can manipulate supply for political or economic goals. These assets can act as currency, free from the constraints of government-issued money. You get the usefulness of currency without the burdens, the muck, attached to national decisions. XRP, as part of the XRP ledger, is a decentralized reserve asset that is neutral, borderless, and uniquely positioned as a settlement currency. I believe the world is heading toward a new era defined by separation and segmentation. Nations are trying to reclaim control over their local currencies and economic policies, reducing reliance on the United States. This creates fragmentation. At the same time, globalization continues to intertwine the world with more international trade and cross-border economic activity than ever before. Developing nations are increasing their participation in the global economy, and they need to interact with major economic powers, but they do not want those powers dictating monetary rules. XRP solves this tension by creating a neutral settlement platform and a neutral form of value that bridges the divide. You no longer need to trust your geopolitical rival in order to transact. You rely on decentralized code and a non-issued digital asset instead. This changes the foundation of the global financial system, transforms how companies and nations evaluate risk, and introduces an entirely new way to handle international trust. This is a new paradigm, a new asset class, and a new economic structure. When you understand this deeply, you begin to see why this technology could surpass the value of currency itself and become more valuable than anything the world has ever seen. These properties are unique, unmatched, and fundamentally superior to the system we use today. Just like no one believed internet companies could surpass oil companies, and then they grew to become 10, 20, even 30 times larger, cryptocurrencies have the potential to surpass the largest internet companies and perhaps even the largest fiat currencies on Earth. These assets represent a better currency, a better liquidity source, and a better settlement mechanism. For the first time ever, you can hold value, move it instantly, and settle transactions efficiently over decentralized rails that are not owned, controlled, or manipulated by any single authority. That is more powerful than anything we have ever seen in our financial system, and it is why XRP could one day become the most valuable asset in the world.